Good evening from the Chicago Sky Draft Party at Revolution Brewing. I'm Chris Kwasinski, the digital sports producer of Fox 32. I'm joined with Karli Bell, with Courtside with Karli Bell. I'd like to start today by talking about the biggest thing, Hailey Van Lith. I asked Jeff Pagliocca, GM of the Chicago Sky, was he surprised that Hailey Van Lith was going to be there at number 11? He said, yeah. Were you surprised?
I was completely surprised. I don't think anyone saw Hailey Van Lith falling even out of the top 10. What she did at TCU really bolstered her draft capital. If you look back at any mock draft in November and December, she was not even a projected first-round pick, but her ability to adjust and be versatile, her being at 3 schools, having to learn 3 different offensive systems, and then taking TCU to their first ever Elite 8 appearance, that alone can bolster her capital. She also knows that she can score. She's got great on-ball pressure defensively. Her even being there at 11 and that trade that Jeff Pagliocca did the night before is something that is, again, proving vital for the Chicago Sky, and them being able to get Hailey Van Lith to not only provide guard depth, but for her to also be able to learn from Courtney Vandersloot, Ariel Atkins, Kian Nurse, Rachel Bana, Mariah Jefferson, everybody there. She's got a great group of veterans to learn from, and she's going to be a pivotal moment and a pivotal guard for the Sky to have, not just in 2025, but also beyond.
I was going to say, right away, Hailey Van Lith is a player that we know has had clutch March Madness moments. We all love watching him. How do you think she figures in right away?
I think she's not going to be a starter right away because you have Courtney Vandersloot. You know, she's been here 14-plus year veteran. She's also a Chicago Sky scorer and record holder in so many categories. Sloot will be the floor general, but I think she's somebody that will come off the bench because you want her to get those WNBA minutes. We saw it last year with Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. Having those vital WNBA minutes early and getting a lot of them can provide crucial development that you're not going to get in a practice, that you're not going to get just scrimmaging against your teammates. Being out there and having that game time feeling is going to be really, really impactful for her development, and I'm really intrigued to see what new head coach Tyler Marsh and his coaching staff will do in developing her game and her ability to adjust and be versatile. We saw it in college. I think she'll adjust pretty well to the WNBA.
Speaking of development, number 10 overall, Aisha Sioka, kind of someone that caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that name to come up with the Sky. We didn't see a lot of it, a lot of mock drafts. But what's your impression of her right away? I
mean, she's 19, 20 years old, so she's got youth. She also can score on all 3 levels. Great three-point shooter, which is something that the Sky really lacked last year. But, and here's the big question, is whether or not she will play in the WNBA this year with the prioritization rule. Those international picks sometimes don't want to come to the W because it limits their ability to play for their national teams. However, just having her and being able to retain her rights, not just for 2025, but 2026, 27, 28, is something that will be crucial and pivotal, especially with what 2026, what the end of this year brings with CBA negotiations, media rights deals, everything. Having just that forward there is crucial. If she does play in the W, her learning from Rebecca Allen and Michaela Onyenwere, she will learn how to be that wing utility player, and that is something that's so crucial. It's that and the power forward position are the most vital positions in the WNBA. So she's going to have, if she does play, she's going to have a great leadership group to learn from, and I'm really, really excited to see how her defense will grow in the W. That offense will translate really seamlessly.
Oh, yeah. When you go to the second round, there's 2, Aisha Coulibaly, Maddie Westbeld. Which one of those stands out to you as maybe the most significant or most impactful right away?
Oh, Maddie Westbeld, out of nowhere. You know, obviously, Notre Dame grads, so right up the road in South Bend, so Notre Dame grads, come see your girl. But outside of that, I think she is somebody that will make the team. She is somebody who's 6'3". She also has a wingspan of about 6'6". She's got great hands, and what she was able to do in coming back from her injury shows how versatile, and also she knows how to adjust, something that Hailey Van Lith also has. They want that versatility. That's something that head coach Tyler Marsh really, really preached in that press conference right after, is we want to be a team that's versatile. And also, all of these players have gone through some type of adversity. Angel Reese went with her leg injury. We have Hailey Van Lith transferring all over the place. Maddie Westbeld also with her injury. They know how to fight back, and that's a grit and tenacity that this team, if you look across the roster, they all have. So I think she's going to provide more depth, obviously, at that forward position that the Sky absolutely need more than anything else. And I think her defensive game is what's going to set her apart. Offensively, she can score anywhere. We saw it. She shot upwards of 40% from the floor, 35% from the arc. Her defensive game, though, and being able to disrupt passing lanes, creating turnovers, I think she had about a 2-steal average over 5 years. That's something you don't see, especially in the ACC. So seeing that defensive prowess translate to the WNBA could be vital if she does end up making a spot on the roster.
We talk about this draft. We talk about two impact players, one that's going to be down the road, one that can impact now, also two second-rounders that can have an impact in their own way. Does this change the way that you view the Chicago Sky in 2025?
Yes, I think now the Chicago Sky will be a playoff contender. Excuse me, I see them finishing between 5 through 8. I think prior to this draft, I saw them finishing around 7 through 11, which is where they were last year. But having that added depth, and then also what they did in free agency, including acquiring Ariel Atkins, that was such a huge acquisition for the Sky to have that veteran depth and that veteran presence in the guard group that they just lacked last year. And that is the position that will lead your whole offense. So now you have players that have been in the league for a little bit. They know how fast the W works, and they've also worked with rookies, so they know how to develop youth, which is going to be insanely helpful for a brand new head coach in Tyler Marsh. I see the Sky finishing between 5 and 8, and the only reason that I could see them falling out of that is injuries. That's the biggest thing that we always see. There's only 12 roster spots, so if there's one injury, that's always an issue. But before training camp, I see them being a playoff contender. They could be real sneaky. I think they're going to take some games away from some teams that I don't think people expect them to do. I think this is going to be a really fun team to watch. There's going to be some swagger on this court all season. Angel Reese and Hailey Van Lith, I'm so excited to see it.
KB, Courtside with Karli Bell. Appreciate you.